There's no secrets to getting leaner. You probably already know what to do, but there's probably mistakes that you are making that's preventing you from finally losing weight. So here are 10 tips to make sure that you are finally getting leaner and getting your dream physique. The first thing is just walking. This is literally the easiest thing that you could do to burn calories. Look, if you don't already know by now, losing weight is all about being in a calorie deficit. And to widen that gap of that calorie deficit is exercise. But everybody has this misconception that cardio doesn't really work unless you have a high heart rate and you're gasping for air. That is just not true. In fact, you would be shocked how many calories you burn by fidgeting throughout the entire day, opposed to those 2 hours that you spend in the gym. It's all about consistency, and the easiest way to stay consistent is by walking every single day. A lot of people have this milestone for 10,000 steps a day. And yes, this is going to help a ton, but a lot of people struggle with those 10,000 steps. Of course, the closest that you can get to that, the better. But let's say you're just getting used to walking. Here's what you need to do. Allocate some time, let's say around 30 minutes for you to walk. Get something to track your steps, and however many steps you get within those 30 minutes, that is going to be your baseline. And now every single time you go on a walk, try to beat how many steps you took last time. This is going to improve your cardiovascular health, and it's going to be a great way to widen that gap of your calorie deficit, ultimately helping you get leaner. Now, whether you want to do that outside or on a treadmill, that's entirely up to you. I personally like going outside. I just enjoy the fresh air. Vitamin D from the sun is a huge help for you. And in my personal experience, walking as a whole has helped me improve my mood. The next tip to getting leaner is higher your quality of life. This literally just points to better habits. If you always feel tired and groggy throughout the day, there's a reason for that. But let's just talk about why that's such a huge issue to begin with. If you struggle with motivation of eating clean, of going to the gym, or going on that walk that we talked about earlier, it's probably because you are tired and unmotivated. You probably don't feel like doing anything at all. And there's a reason for this. Whether your sleeping habits suck, whether the food you're eating is making you tired, there are countless reasons why you feel this way. So elevate your quality of life with simple habits. Drinking more water throughout the day, take some electrolytes, go outside, get some vitamin D in your system. Most importantly, eat better. Of course you feel tired if you're always eating out every single day. It makes you feel sluggish because the foods that you're eating are trash. So the next tip I can give you is meal prep. And I personally hate cooking, so I decided to partner with Factor for today's video. Factor is a meal preparing service that's fresh and never frozen, which is probably already better than the foods that you are eating. And you can choose what you like, and they can cater to your diet. And this is with so many different plans that they have to offer that there is something for pretty much everybody. I'm not saying a lot coming from me, because I quite literally eat like a 5th grader. If you know me, I'm extremely picky with my food. In fact is, I've been loving the meals that Factor has been sending me. They have pretty much everything that I like, and I'm able to avoid everything that I don't like. So you could choose different plans like keto, calorie smart, veggie, and so much more. And these are all chef prepared meals that taste great and can free up your time, because these are ready in about 2 minutes. So especially for you college guys who don't have time to buy groceries and cook, this is the best way to start eating better and start getting on track of your fitness goals. Diet is everything. I've been stressing that for such a long time. If you want to get that physique that you want, focus on your diet. If you want to have more energy throughout the day, have a better diet. And this is all possible with Factor. And when I mentioned you college guys, I just know there's so many of you who are thinking, oh, that's way too expensive. It's not. If you were to show me your DoorDash account, would you be able to tell me that you can't afford something else? So you can head over to factor75.com or click the first link in the description and use code Aaron Ramirez 50, and this will get you 50% off your first order as well as 20% off your next month's order. So this is something that I highly recommend. The next tip I can give you is sleeping better, not only because it's going to make you feel better throughout the day and therefore you're more likely to stay motivated, stay on top of your goals, but also because you're going to recover throughout the day. If you're constantly tired and sore, it's because you're not sleeping right. And when you're tired and sore, you are not going to hit the gym like you were supposed to. And a lot of people fail to realize that you burn a ton of calories when you sleep. That's because your body is actively repairing itself, which of course needs calories to be able to do so. So sleeping the recommended amount, which is 6 to 8 hours, that's how much sleep you should be having each night. Now, of course, sometimes it's not always possible. Sometimes you need to stay up to study, and sometimes something really important gets in the way. Most people just make very bad decisions. Most people say that, oh, I don't sleep very well. Their sleeping pattern is so messed up because they're up until 1 a.m. playing video games, or they're up until 2 a.m. going out with their friends. And of course, I do this from time to time. I totally get that. But doing it every single day is what's getting in the way of your goals. Look, if you want to get leaner, it's all about routines. And the easiest routine to fix and get on top of is your sleeping routine. So fix that now. This is pretty much step 1 of your journey to getting leaner. The next tip I can give you is keeping track of your progress. It amazes me when I'm talking to anybody and they tell me they have these goals, yet no way of tracking how they're doing or how they're getting to their goal. If you want to lose weight, if you want to lose body fat, you have to keep track. Not only is it going to help you psychologically, but also it is going to help you understand what is working and what is not. I like to designate once a week. Once a week, I'm going to weigh myself myself. And of course, weight doesn't always matter because it fluctuates a lot based on water and so many other things, but it gives me a general guideline. I write down how much I weighed on week 1, on week 2, on week 3, and so forth. If I'm consistently losing weight, then hey, that's a good thing. Also, I'm also logging videos of me doing a full 360 to make sure that I am losing fat as well. Now, I carry a lot of fat on my waistline, so my love handles are probably the first thing to flare up when I'm starting to get body fat. So once I start to see those go, then I get so much more happy because I know I am doing something right. And that's why it's so important for you to stay on track of your own goals. Now, speaking of that, here's the next tip, and that is eating out. A lot of people hear the word diet and they just think of misery. They think their life is gonna suck for the next 4 to 8 to 12 weeks, whatever your diet's gonna last for. You don't have to starve yourself. You don't have to avoid completely eating out and not enjoying life. I like to have a cheat meal once a week. That being said, when I have my cheat meal, I make it well worth it. I'm going to have a burger with my friends. I'm going to go to a nice restaurant and maybe order dessert. It's going to be something that I enjoy and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I'm not going to spend the next day on the treadmill for 3 hours because I decided that I wanted to go off track. Look, it's totally fine. Treat yourself whenever you feel like you want to. But what you shouldn't do is think, I ate out today, I was off track, so let me do it again and again. The next thing you know, you are back to where you started. I could say from personal experience, it's probably one of the worst feelings that you could have. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but another tip is just drinking water. Water is going to hydrate you. It's going to give you a better quality of life. But also, if you drink a ton of water throughout the day, you are going to fill your stomach up with water. And of course, this is never a substitute of food, but it is going to prevent you from feeling hungry, because once you feel hungry, then you are going to want to eat everything in sight. And then again, that's just where binge eating starts. So I like to drink at least 100 ounces of water a day, some of which comes from an electrolyte mix to make sure I'm actually retaining the water and I'm not just flushing it completely through me. Another thing I like to do is carbonated drinks. I love carbonated water. It also fills my stomach up to make sure that I'm not too hungry, especially with my meals, to make sure that I'm satisfied with my meals and I don't want to go look for dessert or anything else. I like diet sodas. Some people hate them. I'm totally okay with them. I'm just focused on the calories. And of course, exercising. A lot of people don't realize this, but exercise is not necessarily essential, but it is a huge help when it comes to your calorie deficit. So focus on a new gym routine. If you want a new one, I actually have a workout program. I'll link that in the description. The way you train isn't the sole reason that you're going to put on more muscle or lose weight, but this is a good guideline to help with your workouts. And if you are cutting, you can follow me on my exact cutting routine. I also love running, but again, intense cardio is never necessary for you to lose weight. So I do that about 3 times a week. This next tip is something that a lot of you need to focus more on, and that is avoid empty calories. There's so many misconceptions out there. I used to think that I would never be able to eat carbs if I wanted to lose weight. That is simply just untrue, and that includes bread. Now, I avoid bread for my own reason. That is because typically bread has a lot of empty calories. A slice of bread can have around 120 calories, and yet when I eat that, I'm not going to feel nearly as satisfied as 120 calories elsewhere. So you have to be more conscious with the calories that you're eating. Are these calories going to fill me up, or are they just going to be empty and a waste of calories? The whole idea of cutting and losing weight is eating as much food as possible with as little calories following that. You want to stay full without overdoing your calories. And there are so many foods that are going to help you do that, yet there are also so many foods out there that are preventing you from doing that. For example, peanut butter just has a ton of calories that you don't need. But like I said, it really just comes down to better habits, better eating habits, better sleeping habits. Losing fat is not nearly as hard as it should be. And if you want to see the morning routine that is going to help you lose weight, here's a video that's going to show you exactly that.